first safe haven baby box in Mississippi arrives in Long Beach. And joining us is Caitlyn Kelly. She is one of the advocates that made this possible. So, hey, Caitlyn.
Hey, how are y'all?
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. It's been a whirlwind the last 10 months for sure.
I know it's not all just you, but your name pops up every time you see a story about it. So I had to find out why this was, I know why it was important, but how you sort of got involved with this from the get-go and where you found your determination to advocate for it until Mississippi got its first one.
So I get this question a lot about my involvement and how I wanted to start a box. And honestly, it's hard to explain for me how, you feel the Lord stirs something in your heart, you feel a pull. And as a foster mom and an adoptive mom, I have 4 kiddos, and my husband and I it's always been very important for us to help women in crisis and to help children in crisis. And when I first heard about this, I knew that I wanted to be on track to say, hey, if someone tells me no, I need the Lord, I need my husband, I need people to say, hey, you can keep going and get this done. And that's exactly what happened. I dug more into what the Baby Box mission was. I saw how it has helped across the nation, how fast it's growing across the nation. When I first started talking about it 10 months ago, there was only 121 boxes. They're up to 153 boxes now. 32 babies have been surrendered. So in my mind, I thought, why not Mississippi?
Absolutely.
Why not us? Why shouldn't we come along and help?
So let's explain it, Caitlyn. Safe Haven Box, the first one has now been put into Long Beach. How does it work? I mean, I think in our minds we kind of have an idea, but how do you explain it when people are like, what exactly is that?
Okay, so what the Safe Haven Baby Box is, it's an entire mission, but what the box itself is, it's a box that's accessible from the outside wall of either a fire station, hospital, or a police station, but accessible from the inside wall. So if a mother in crisis or a parent in crisis does need to use the box, they walk up to the box, it opens it. When the box is open, a silent alarm is activated. There's 3 different silent alarms for 911 EMS dispatch. The mother simply takes the orange bag, which is in each box. It has mother's resources if they want to fill out a card or anything they want to leave that's in there, and they shut the door. Within 1 to 2 minutes, the baby's retrieved and sent to a medical evaluation.
And for the mother, the protection for her, because obviously you've got to really be in a low of lowest places to even be thinking about this. And this is exactly who you want to have this type of opportunity for, because you don't know what the alternative may be. And so this is for the baby's well-being more than for the mothers. I think some people need to understand that. And so what gives her the courage to do that, knowing that there won't be be reprimanded?
I think, and I will say this, now that the box is in my heart, I believe the mission is just starting for these women and for these parents who need to use it. We have to do better about educating and making everyone aware in Mississippi what the safe haven law actually is. So we've always had a safe haven law for quite a while now that you can surrender your child face-to-face surrender. With the box, the difference is it's anonymous. So these women are able to change with the culture, right? We all live behind a cell phone. We don't do face-to-face much anymore, and this box gives them that option to remain anonymous. I believe in what I've heard, and they have women that talk about after their surrender. They've actually called in to Safe Haven Baby Box Mission and talked to their CEO, and they talk to her and they say, thank you for this option. I didn't want anybody to talk me out of something that I had taken so long to convince myself this is what I needed to do. I think it's a form of bravery and so much love to know that you can't take care of your child, but you want the best for them.
Right. And the alternative are a million different things that just isn't good. So we're not going to talk about it here, Caitlyn. But it gives those moms that, again, that sort of safe space or that safe box. I guess you could look at it that way.
Yes.
Sort of now. Okay. So what is the new, because I know you worked very hard over the last 10 months. What were the last 10 months journey like to get this box finally in Long Beach, and then share how other cities in Mississippi could get one if they wanted?
Absolutely. So when we first started this, we would have to go from city to city to ask for a city ordinance to be changed. Well, a lot of cities that I went to 3 face-to-face, and 2 out of the 3 were very worried about liability because it wasn't a state law. You could pass a city ordinance and house it, but still you didn't have the state law to say you can utilize safe haven baby boxes. We did work with different, and again, this is a total God thing that people were put in my path. We had Representative Jill Ford. We have a representative from the coast, Kevin Felcher, and quite a few other people that came together and wrote this bill in order for us to change the law from 7 days surrender safely to 45 days surrender safely. And now the law states that in the entire safe haven law, it does state that baby boxes can be utilized in any city that wants to house a baby box. The way to start that would to go to safehavenbabybox.org, so it's shbb.org, and you send them an email, and they'll send you a document on how to get started. It's a packet of 4, and they let you know this is what you need to do in your city. And now the hard work is kind of done, right? So really we just need people to agree. Since now it's a state law, the liability and the concern of a lot of city leaders is no longer there.
Right. And so now, and also coordinating with those first responders or those perfect places for it to go into. I know in Long Beach is there at the fire station or a fire station.
Yes, and it is at the fire station.
Yeah. And was it hard to convince them to do that? I'm assuming not.
No. Long Beach, I'm going to tell you, they knew exactly when I first talked to all the aldermen, it still wasn't a state law yet. They did pass a city ordinance for this. So they have been on go since the moment we talked about it last September. Long Beach has been ready to go since then. They never wavered from where they were. All the aldermen agreed. The mayor, the fire chief, everyone was on go. I think that the fire chief does explain that, they're there to save lives, and this is just another option and opportunity to do that. And for it to be in this station, and it can be in other stations as well, I think that it's pretty neat to see a community come together the way that they did.
You mentioned the mission of Safe Haven Box. There's the actual box, but then there's also the mission behind the entire organization. And I can tell, Caitlyn, that your duty is not done. Yes, you got a box in Mississippi, but I can tell that there's more that you're wanting to go and sort of share. So what's the bigger overarching piece to this? This is not just a box for people to give up their kid. There's a bigger sort of thing at play.
It's not, right. So the box, and they explain it when you talk to Safe Haven, the ones that work there, they explain the box is the last resort. That is not what we would like a face-to-face surrender. We would like a woman to be, or a parent to be more educated on what this law is. But the box is the last resort. There's a 1-800 number associated with this as well, and you can call. They have over 8,000 women across the nation have helped in every single state lead them to pregnancy resource centers. We need to get in schools. We need to talk to colleges. We need to talk to high schools. We need to educate hospitals as well. That is a massive undertaking, but has to be done for all of our first responders, our nurses, our people in the ER need to be aware of what this law is and how we go about utilizing it.
And then, too, just letting women know that they feel that they hold space for them, not condemn them, that it is an act of bravery and love to, to do that versus God knows what,
Absolutely. To me, that is where, I can't imagine it. Some people can't fathom it. Other women that have called in and talked about it are so thankful for the option. Why would we not have this option? I will tell you another good thing, and I know you're all about the good things, is 4 or 5 other cities have already talked to their city leaders around Mississippi to house a baby box. So the word's getting out.
Woohoo! I think that's great. I don't see why there shouldn't be one in all cities or all 82 counties. I'm sure there's some form of cost associated with it, but it sounds like a great fundraiser to me. Once you got it, it's there. And then if you really want to be pro-life, this is one way to do that, right? This is one way to make sure that a child has the opportunity to live if the parental or the guardian just is at a crisis moment. You give them an opportunity to find a safe space.
It is, and and it's hard to, and it's pro-life or pro-choice, but it's really not either one, right? So the child's already here.
Right.
How are we going to help the child that's already been here? What can we do next to help? What can we do for these women in these situations? And I think that, again, the whole mission all coming together is really where we need to focus on the education and awareness about the law, and hopefully it'll help. If it just saves one life, I can't imagine that. That would just be, that's what it's there for. It's just an option.
Well, Caitlyn, I can see why God put the little pull in your heart. You're definitely passionate about it, and you get the point.
Thank you so much.
Totally.
I hope it keeps going.
I do. I think so, too. I think folks will be interested in and moved by it. And sometimes it's just better understanding how it all works and why it's there and the support sort of system around it that you can't help but not get behind something like that. So where do you send folks for more information? Where are you sending everybody if they want to learn more?
So you can, I have sent out documents. So you go to shbb.org, and there is a tab that says request information for a box.
All right.
And you can put in your email address, tell them where you live, and they'll send over the documents, and it has everything in it to get started.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time, Caitlyn. I also appreciate your
Rebecca.
obedience
Thank you so
to your
much.
call, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, you guys stick with us. We got more for you coming up next.